Okay guys, we're going to be doing some number 4 buck in the 24 gauge today. 3/4 ounce load, 15 pellets, and some mixed number 47 buffer. This is about all you'll need right here, minus the roll crimper of course. Now as you can see, I am fold crimping these holes, but you do still need the roll crimper just at the very end. You'll see why. Using long shot powder, you'll need a dead blow hammer or anything to use as a mallet, really. 32 gauge nitro card. I use those a lot, don't I? This is a Mech 28 gauge crimp starter. All I've done to it is just taken out the plastic. There's 3 little lines in there. I'm assuming those are used as a like a haul guide, maybe. I don't know, but just gotten rid of those. Converted it to a 24 gauge crimp starter. Your hulls, of course. This one's already reprimed and resized. Your SG 24 wads. Number 4 buck, mixed number 47 buffer, scale, of course, and the dipper. And that's about all you'll need. Well, I knew I was leaving something out. You also need a pocket knife to cut the wad. Alright guys, this load's actually pretty simple. There's just quite a few steps to it. You know, go ahead and toss your hull on the scale, get it zeroed out for grains. We're using 17 grains of long shot in this load. Looks like we have it right there. Yep. Where's my lid? There it is. Alright, now, for the wad, oops, sorry. Your SG 24 wad from Ballistic Products. Set my hull right there. We're done with the scale for now. Actually, I think we're done with it altogether. Now, just to cut the wad, what you're going to do is take out, see this ladder section in the middle? Basically get rid of the entire midsection of the wad. But there is one piece you're going to want to hang on to. I'll show you it after I get it cut out. Alright. This piece right here, you're going to want to hang on to that. You will need that to get proper crimp height for the hull, for the load I should say. Now, here's your, this is essentially now your gas seal. Go ahead and get rid of them 2 legs right there. Okay. Place the gas seal section of the wad into the hull. This is a tight fit where it's fold crimped. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use my dipper to try to open that up a little bit. That worked. I apologize if the camera's shaky. I'm having to do this in my bedroom. Insert the top section of your wad. Now we're ready for the number 4 buck. 15 pellets. These stack by 3s in the wad. They stack by 4 if you don't use a shot cope. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Put the rest of my pellets back in this hole. And where did I put that buffer? Right here. I'm using mix number 47. 1 scoop. Lee 2.2 cc dipper. Just cover those pellets up. This is what that part of that wad was for. Set it right on top your buffer. and the 32 gauge nacho card. Also, right on top of your buffer. Now you're ready to crimp. 1 second. Okay, doing this is most definitely going to shake the camera around, but I got to do what I can with what I got. Just line the crimp points up with the crimp points inside the pre-crimper. This is what you'll need your mallet for. I guess that wasn't too bad. Alright, here's your pre-crimp. I'll go ahead and push that in against the flat surface. I'm just using my wall. This is where the roll crimper comes in. You're going to want to roll crimp that into, you know, its final resting place, for lack of a better word. But after I get that crimped, I'll do a comparison with a 20 gauge 2.5 inch shell, because these are 2.5 inches. Just to compare the two, there's barely a difference between 20 and 24 gauge. Okay, Ballistic Products 24 gauge roll crimp tool. Ballistic Products are just about the only players in the game when it comes to 24 and 32 gauge roll crimp tools. But anyway, let's go ahead and seal that up. A little bit more. Okay. There's the crimp. Don't look too bad. Looks pretty nice, actually. Well, that's that. Now let's do that shell comparison real quick. I know some of you guys probably want to see that. Okay, guys, here's both the shells. Top-down view. As you can see, 24 gauge really ain't too much smaller than a 20. Both of these can handle 7/8 ounce loads, no problem. 1300 FPS, no problem for both. The 20 gauge can do a 1 ounce load easily. The 24 gauge can also do it if you have the right powder, which is Blue Dot. I don't have any, so I don't feel comfortable loading up 1 ounce loads with long shot. I know light steel could do it, but I have no idea where to even begin with the powder charge, so I'm not going to do that either. Now, 20 gauge is 62 caliber, and the 24 is 58 caliber, but it's actually pretty close to 59. Just not much difference to speak of. Here's a top-down view of the rims. Now, look away from the head stamps, focus a little bit above or below to the side of the hull, and tell me you wouldn't think both of those are 20 gauge without really paying attention to it. 24 gauge is on the left. See what I'm saying? There's just hardly a difference between the two. The 24 gauge hulls don't come in high brass. They're only low brass, 8 or 10 millimeter, depending on if you have shit-out or Fiocchi hulls. But that really, to me, just looks like a red 20 gauge low brass shell. I really wish the 24 gauge was a lot more common, because I really like that caliber. You can take it down to 11/16 ounce for light loads, load it all the way up to an ounce if you have Blue Dot. I don't have any though, but quite a wide variety of loads you could do with it. Lots of usable powders. What really kills it is the lack of components, and I guess the lack of guns. I can actually get a 20 gauge shell to go into the chamber of my 24 gauge shotgun. I can get it in farther than that, but I'm not going to, because it will get stuck, and I don't want to have to yank on that and pull it out. Now, if you're in the market for a 24 gauge gun, good luck finding one. They are exceedingly rare these days, fading into total obscurity, actually. They do still actually make these on, you can custom order them from several US, I imagine Italian, French, other countries as well. You can order these guns. They are pretty costly though. You can also order 32 gauge, 8 gauge, but I like to stick with guns that take plastic hulls, because the plastic hulls are pretty cheap. This is actually a factory Fiocchi number 6 shot round, 11/16 ounce, 1285 velocity. pretty light load for 24 gauge. But anyway, yeah, you can still have these made for you if you want them and have the cash for it. Mine is just an Iver Johnson Champion single shot. Most 24s are single or double guns. I know one person out there had his gunsmith take a, I believe it was a Remington 870, and convert it to 24 gauge. He lined the barrel, and I think he made him a whole new bolt too. I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I've read the forum post about that, but at least one person out there has a modern pump shotgun in 24 gauge. I'd like to be in contact with the gunsmith who did that, because that would be something I would really like to have as well. But yeah, my 24 gauge is just an Iver Johnson Champion. The gun is absolutely nothing special at all. The only thing special about it is that it is in, of course, 24 gauge. This specific gun, the 24 gauge gun, is actually pretty rare. They did not make a lot of these. Show the other side real quick. I have shown this gun off on my channel before, but back then it had problems ejecting the shells, and also problems actually firing it. The problem was this gun has a very stiff hammer spring, by the way, so I knew that wasn't the problem. The problem was, see the firing pin right here? The spring in there was absolutely gone, like it was just corroded beyond belief. Pretty much nothing left of it. So I replaced the firing pin spring, and also the firing pin channel the hole comes out of in the receiver was drilled down at an angle like this. See how my thumb's going down? It was slightly like that. So what I did is I took a flat file and reduced the size of the pin, and took a pair of pliers and bent it upwards so that way it sits flush with the primer. And now the gun goes off every single time without fail. I also replaced the ejector spring, and that helped. Actually, it fixed it. It fixed the ejection problems too. So, gun's running 100%. I really like it. I'll do some patterning videos with the number 4 buck in a video coming up pretty soon. I tried to film it the other day, but it got dark on me. Here's some 24 gauge number 4 buck. These are that one. Can't quite tell you what happened with that one, but they don't look too pretty. That's okay. I'll fire. It'll fire, and I'll just recrimp it. But those look pretty good. These are once fired shells. All of them are. Number 4 buck. But that's all I have to say. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. What are your thoughts on 24 gauge? Do you like it? Hate it? Wish you had one? Just let me know what you think. I do read all the comments, and I reply to just about everybody. So let me know what your guys' thoughts on this are. I'll see you in the next one.